What's up, YouTube? It's been far too long. 2 weeks maybe. I owe you guys an explanation. I owe myself an explanation. See what I did there? This has really been an eye-opening journey for me. I've been learning a lot about myself, asking myself a lot of hard questions, and that's because through working out, through telling myself, this is what I gotta do, I'm doing this to better myself, things are just naturally falling into place. So, for example, I've automatically I started wanting to have a better career, or a more concrete career for that matter. Asking myself, what is it that I really want to do with myself? What would I be happy doing for the rest of my life? And just asking thought-provoking questions like that, where you're just kind of soul searching. And I never realized that I never did a whole lot of soul searching until I started doing these videos and realized, I don't ask myself questions like that. I don't spend time with myself, if that makes sense. So through these workouts, through conditioning my mind and my body and my spirit, it's like cause and effect. And the effect is that it's just making me look at things and ask myself questions. So I've been spending a lot of time. I didn't really go to the gym in those 2 weeks, and I've been spending a lot of time just soul searching. Because I'm 30 now, and I really want to know what I'm going to do with my life, but I don't have the answer to that. And in order to figure out what that is, I've touched base on this before in previous videos. You gotta know what you don't like first. And I think what's happening is I'm starting to get an idea of what it is that I do like, and it's if you can see me thinking right now, imagine that for hours. It's just meditating. And that's not what I've been doing, but it's been taking up a lot of my time, just figuring out what it is figuring out who it is that I want to be effectively. And I'm lucky enough to be able to be in a position in my life where I can spend that kind of time with myself. So that's kind of where I've been. Soul searching, procrastinating, wasting time. I went to the gym today. I was there for 3 hours. So let's see, what did we do today? I started on the elliptical, and my knee started to hurt in a way that wasn't from, it was from working out, but it wasn't a burn. So no pain, no gain, oh, I'm feeling the burn. It wasn't that. It was my knee was telling me, hey, you need to go someplace else. So that's what I did there. After that, where did I go? I think I went to the bench, and I started with, 45 and 35 on each side. That's 90. 70, 90 and 70 is 160. So I did like 10 reps of 160, and then I took the 35s off and replaced them with 25s, which is 10, 20. So I downgraded from 160 to 140 and did 10 reps of that. And then, what did I do? I took the 25s off, and then I just did a burnout of 90. I don't even remember how many I did. I just kept going until I couldn't go anymore. Yeah, look at that bicep. Get it. Let's see, what did I do after that? Oh, I did like, so like, if the tips of my fingers are my feet, I did this like exercise where you sit down with weights on like this machine, and you just like, well, I don't have very much dexterity in my fingers to do this, but this is the exercise that I was doing. And it's like, you sit on this machine, you put your legs in between these two like pads that are connected to a belt, and then the belt is connected to weights on a pulley system, and you can like pull the pin out and like adjust the weight to whatever it was that you did. And I worked with, because I have really strong legs because I'm overweight, and so I started with 130, and I just did that until I realized I wasn't working out the part of my body that I realized I wasn't working out the part of my body that I wanted to, and what I wanted to hit. So that exercise hits like the good part of your butt that you want to grab. Yeah, just like I wanted to get into my hip, and so a couple of the people at the gym were like, you need to use like this foam cylinder and do this exercise where you like lay on it and you like roll back and forth on your hip. And I was really skeptical at first because I was like, oh, that's a girl exercise, I don't want to do that. Can I just like lift weights? Which was a stupid misogynistic like jarhead masculine thing perspective to have. And I caved in. I listened to the girl that was explaining, you know, like what it was that, you know, she would recommend me to do, and I was like, all right, I'll try it. You know, like, I don't have an answer, I'm coming to you for an answer, you're telling me this is the answer, so I'm gonna try it. And I did it, and within like 10 seconds I felt 100% better. I went over and I was like, thank you, you know, like, yeah. And that moment right there, I was just kind of like, yeah. I was like, so first she was right, and I'm just a big dumb idiot. But the other thing is that I have, check this out. Oh. Oops, sorry, bud. Okay. I have one of these things in my house. And this is how I use it. It's been here for like 2 years, and I've had it this whole time. And I never knew what it was. I just was like, huh, so this is what they do in Japan. Just lay on here like that, right? But no, you're supposed to pretend my arm is like my hip, my leg, and you just like roll back and forth on it. And it worked so good. And I was super embarrassed because I was wildly skeptical going in, and I looked ridiculous, but it worked. And I was so stoked that the pain was gone. And I went over and I was like, thank you so much. Like, it was amazing. If you guys don't have one of these things, it's mandatory. I'm letting you know, this is mandatory. I don't care if you're going to the gym or not, this is mandatory. I know what this is used for now. It's not a pillow. Mine's cool too because it like comes out and you can like use the hollowed out part as a pillow because I prefer like firm surfaces. But yeah, that's not a pillow. It's like the solution to my problem, and I've been laying on it for like 2 years in the wrong way. So thank you, gal pal at the gym. Next, what did I do? Oh, so I think the exercise is called battle ropes. I'm not sure, but it's basically this rope that you would expect to be seen tied to like the Titanic, like holding it in the harbor. Like you don't want your ship to go anywhere. Like this is the type of rope that's tied to that to keep gnarly stuff in place. So I was like, yeah, I need a new exercise. What should I do? Because my knee hurts and I still want to work out, but I'm not really sure like what's available to me if, you know, this knee here is, yeah, I'm really flexible, is giving me issues. And they're like, well, you can try battle ropes because that's like zero impact and you just use your arms. And I see people doing that. I felt like it was one of those like workouts you see people doing in the gym where it's just like, bro, why are you doing that? You look ridiculous. Like that cannot be helping anything. Like, you know those people that grossly misuse the machines like you see on like the YouTube videos? Like, I don't know what the title of that video would be. It would be like 12 idiots in the gym, like what not to do or something like that. And I'm not calling anybody an idiot, by the way. That was a hypothetical example. That wasn't directed at anybody in particular. Just want to clarify that. But if that offended anybody, sorry. There's a right and wrong way to use a machine, by the way. And so another exercise that I was skeptical about was these battle ropes. And I tried them, immediately fell in love with them. So much so, I asked the guy, I was like, what's the gauge or the diameter on these ropes so that I can go to Home Depot and buy it? So I can like put it in my backyard and not have to leave my house. They're like, yeah, it's like 1.5 inches. I'm like, dude, these things are awesome. So battle ropes are good, guys. Planking is good. This thing is good. I didn't do any planking today because I don't know. I just didn't do it. I didn't feel that it was necessary because biceps, because I just like totally burned myself out on the bench press. After that, so elliptical, bench press, battle ropes, foam thing, and that takes a lot of energy too. Like that foam exercise I was talking about, it requires you to engage your core. And it applies like, it's super weird. Like, eventually I'm going to start doing, like, recordings of my exercises so that you can see what I'm doing. And then give you, like, a description of, like, how my body feels so that you guys can, like, get an idea of what these things do for you. But when you're using this thing and you're rolling your, like, because you're going to be on your side and you're rolling yourself out, your hip is... Negative. Sorry, it's my brother. So it requires amount of balance, but you also have to like move this thing, and you don't use muscle groups that you normally would, and so you work up a sweat, and it's amazing, and I love it. But I look ridiculous doing it, but it's awesome. So yeah, elliptical, bench press, that leg thing, battle ropes, that thing, And I think that's it. I weighed in at 310 today, so it's the beginning of a new month. I weighed in at 310. I think I ended last month at like 311, which tells me I need to focus more on cardio and not on building muscle. I think, maybe. I'm not really sure. Because if I build muscle, that means that my resting metabolic rate will increase, which means I'll be burning more calories at rest than I normally would. But if I do cardio, I'll be burning fat while I'm in the gym, and then I spend more time in the sauna. Oh, I did the sauna today too. And I already talked about why that's beneficial. It's beneficial because, well, previously in another video, it's beneficial because when you're burning fat, when your body's burning fat, a lot of it comes out through your breath, believe it or not. And I'm going to keep believing that until somebody corrects me. But that was the information that I found through my own research. Also through your pores and various other ways. But the majority of it comes through your pores and exhaling. I don't think exhalation's a word. Exaltation, but that's not the same thing. So they have saunas at the gym so that you can like sweat out the fat that your body's burning. It's like why sweat can have a scent to it, like a musk. And well, that's enough about that. So I was in there for like at least 15 minutes, and I wanted it to be at like 160, but I could only get it to 140. But it felt good. And then I attempted to go to the jacuzzi at my complex, but that didn't work out. Sorry if anybody caught that yawn. I'm sorry. You guys can hear my brother doing construction stuff in the backyard. I'm gonna go help him once I'm done here. I'm really stoked to be back. I'm sorry again that I didn't post. I'm sorry to myself, first of all. I'm sorry to my my viewership, you guys. I really don't think that I could do this without you guys, because it creates like a psychological bond where humans are naturally drawn to a socialization factor, and that socialization sorry about that. The socialization factor creates a positive psychological relationship to whatever it is that you're doing. And so for me, this is really therapeutic because I don't get out much and talk to people, and just because I don't know you guys personally, I just know that there's going to be somebody out there watching it. Like, I just know that there are. I can see how many views these videos have. I mean, even though it's not that many, 5 is enough for me. 1 is enough for me. So, when I say I couldn't do this without you guys, I mean it, because I know that I have first and foremost a responsibility to myself, but also to whomever is generous enough to give me a moment of their time to watch these videos. So I thank you for that. Part of what I'm going to be doing in my workouts is listening to this new type of music. I don't know that it's like new to the industry, but for me it's a new type of music. It's shown to me through a very good friend of mine. She said it's called Philosophy Step or Philosophize Step or something like that. And it's basically I guess what you would call I do this when I think. I have a little spot of hair right here. and it like helps me think, because I'm not in a position to do this right now. Anyway, so I'm like turning red. What was I saying? Yeah, so the philosophize step is kind of like my cool down lap from running. Like, you do a cool down lap and you're doing cardio. Because I'm still working on staying positive with my mind, and like, oh, like, you should quit, or you don't like this, or let's get angry about something stupid because your body doesn't operate the same way that you were when you were younger. Like, those just little things that just you know. They're like stress fractures, like, that you pick up in your mind. Well, for me, that, like, stuff that you're working against psychologically when you're working out. The philosophy step. I'm into techno, and this kind of like has the same beat, kind of a little bit. It's electronic as techno, and then it's got Alan Watts, who's like a personal idol to me, because I really like thought-provoking stuff. So it's actually on right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it might be also too loud. So if it is, I apologize. I'll turn it down. So I listen to that too. If you YouTube or Google philosophy step Alan Watts, Watts, that's what I listen to if you guys are interested. It's exactly what I need, on a music level and on a psychological level. So we're at 22 minutes, guys. I'm super grateful for you guys supporting me through all of this. All of your feedback is greatly appreciated. And just your time. I mean, that means a lot to me. There's no guarantees in life, and we also don't know if we ever get a mulligan. So, this is you only get one life, and if you choose to give me 5 minutes of it, I'm so appreciative of that. Because time is the one thing that you can't get more of. You can get more money, you can get more wealth, you can get more whatever it is, you name it, but the one thing that you can't get any more of is time. So if you guys give me that time, speaking of time, 22 minutes, that's a lot of time, so I'm super grateful if you've made it this far. So I'm going to end it right here, and I will see you guys in the next workout. Thank you very much.